Mercedes is trying to save money, and they have offered their staff insane amounts of money to leave. 4,000 Mercedes-Benz employees have left, and some of them have taken about $1 million Australian to leave. Mercedes is like, we so badly want you to leave. We're going to pay you literally the lottery to just go. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking, and this is a true story. Mercedes-Benz has offered up to $580,000 to make its auto workers quit. German ones, that is. If you're in Slovakia or China, then no, you can stay. Please do stay. But if you're in Germany, please leave, please. Thousands of workers, thousands, have accepted huge cash offers to quit, part of a cost-cutting plan, I should say. And this program is going to cost the company 5 billion euros, but save them huge amounts of money. Anyway, yeah, automakers in Germany find it very hard to fire people because of the unions there. It's very, very hard to do that. So Mercedes has a solution. Now, I should mention that Mercedes' CEO said that they have around 20% of their staff that often don't turn up to work. And they don't even say why, they just don't turn up. Or they say, I'm sick, but they're not really sick. And this is a big problem in Germany. Guys, I have received a lot of emails from people in Germany saying, hey, I saw your video where you talked about that issue in Germany. You said CEOs of automotive companies, and not just automotive companies, but other companies, are saying absenteeism in Germany is a crisis. And people say, yeah, it's true. And I'm thinking they're going to attack me saying, I'm a German. How can you talk about German people like this? And they're like, no, that's true. This happens. A recent report says that around 4,000 employees have accepted this deal already, some receiving as much as $580,000 to leave. I don't know about you, but I'd be willing to take that deal. That's nearly $1 million in Australia. Despite those massive checks, the long-term math is apparently good for Mercedes. They'll save them several billion, even if they've got to pay out these kinds of sums of money. Imagine what Mercedes must be paying its staff. I mean, wow. So Mercedes actually launched this buyout plan to try and incentivize their older and less productive workers to leave. That was in April. And they targeted apparently just about everybody in the company: office staff, IT specialists, engineers, mid-level managers. Yeah, almost everyone. No one is as important as what they think. We all think we're really important. Well, most of us do anyway. But often we're not actually as important as we think we are. Now, many of these workers are protected from layoffs through the end of 2034. 2034. So for 9 years, the only way for Mercedes to get rid of these workers is to give them money to leave. So, yeah, I mean, this is a very scary situation to be in, because Mercedes-Benz sales and their profits are falling very quickly. I mean, very quickly. So the offers had to be so good that Mercedes workers were like, well, this is too good of a deal not to leave. Long-serving staff reportedly had six-figure sums on the table as a result. A 55-year-old team leader with 30 years at the company and a monthly salary of 9,000 euros, which doesn't sound like that much, could get around €500,000, so $600,000 to leave early. Even mid-career employees reportedly walked away with a couple of $100,000. So, yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. Obviously, if you take this deal, you're probably not going to get a job anywhere else in the automotive industry. There just isn't enough demand. Audi's firing people. Volkswagen's firing people. Everyone's firing. So you're not going to get rehired. So it's got to be a good deal for you to want to leave. And considering you can't be fired for 9 years unless you take a voluntary package, you're probably going to hold out for your best deal. Somewhere between 30,000 and 40,000 employees can get the buyout. 30,000 to 40,000. Wow. Mercedes can reject a request, though, if they want you bad enough. But only a few requests have been denied from from the more than 4,000 people who have accepted this generous deal. Only a couple of people were said, no, we need you. You must stay. So don't work too hard if you want to leave. Just, I don't know, take off lots of sick days. Just chill out. The program will run until March 2026, and the company expects thousands more departures. Well, it hopes for them anyway. So Mercedes-Benz needs to save money, and they need to save a lot of money. They need to save enormous sums of money because their sales in China are going down. Their luxury car sales are declining. People don't really like their EVs, and they're the EVs of the future. So Mercedes is in a very, very tough position. Mercedes-Benz, they are really struggling right now. In the third quarter of this year, they sold only around 30,000 more cars. In fact, less than 30,000 more cars than Tesla did worldwide. And the biggest reason for this is their sales fell by 27% in China. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Mercedes once again sold significantly fewer cars in the third quarter of this year. Sales of cars and vans bearing the Mercedes star fell to 525,800 worldwide. That's not great. And it represents a global decline of 12%. The biggest problem for Mercedes-Benz is that their sales are falling in China and the USA. And China and the USA are the two most important markets for Mercedes. In China, Mercedes sold only 125,000 cars in the third quarter. That's a decline of 27% compared to the same period last year. Compared to the first 9 months, the decline at 418,000 units isn't quite as bad, but it's still an 18% fall. So for the first 9 months of this year, Mercedes-Benz sales have declined in total by 18% in China. That fall isn't going to stop anytime soon, I don't think.